Hello again from my front porch. Today I want to talk about something of a professional nature. You know, I am head of training for the nation's largest concrete construction company. And as head of training for a nationwide corporation, I find that I try to, as much as I can, stay on top of what is being said regarding training and development and preparing employees in the corporate business world, and how to keep up on the trends. And so, with that in mind, an article that I stumbled across on Twitter actually caught my attention. It was about the U.S. Chamber of Commerce promoting that government and businesses should start looking to invest money into ways to train employees faster and to upskill existing employees because of the impacts related to COVID-19. Because eventually we're gonna start to turn the corner, and we're gonna start seeing the demand for services and product that especially product-wise, there isn't a stockpile of, because so much came to a halt. Well, as we start to see the demands pick up, there's not going to be the workforce there to be able to meet that demand immediately. There's going to be a drop-off, and same might be the case for services, depending on the industry. And so the determination was, we need to find a way to get people up to speed as fast as possible in doing any given job. And I thought, wow, Mr. Head of training for a nationwide corporation, that's a really great idea, Paul. You should look into that. Why you should read up on that. You should check into how that's going. And I realized, you know what? I already have this book right here at home that covers the same kind of thing. It's called Learning While Working. What's really funny is, in the article that I saw, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is saying, well, we're looking at this model that Singapore is doing, and that they're having a lot of success with ramping up things and getting people. First of all, maybe I'm not an expert on this thing, but I don't think that you can necessarily compare the workforce in Singapore to the workforce in the United States. I'm not putting either down or elevating either one up. I'm just saying there are enough cultural differences that it's tenuous at best to draw direct comparison, direct analogies. However, in this book, in Learning While Working, there is a whole lot of information about how to upskill people, how to make them be able to work faster, how to get them up to speed quicker, and how to guarantee that the time taken to train them is not wasted. It's not sitting in a classroom learning some squishy stuff over here. It's actually learning the job while doing the job. And so everything that you're learning is totally relevant to what you have to do. And at my last company, when we implemented this, we saw that the initial program that we launched it for project managers, they were saying that it was taking 5 to 7 years before somebody would be hired, walk in the door with a college degree, before they'd be at a point where you could hand them the keys to a medium to large size project to be the project manager of that. Because of the way that the training was being done, very experiential and very random, haphazard. Well, then along comes the guy they hired to do training, ta-da, and he puts together this thing called structured on-the-job training, and they build this whole program. And then, because of that program, we were able to see that 5 to 7 years actually got compressed down to 3 years. And then one of my colleagues took it a step farther and took the program I'd created and scaled it back to include the interns that came in over the summer. And so if somebody did summer internships with the company 2, even 3 years, as some of them would do, the tasks they were being asked to do as interns were being pulled right out of this program to become a project manager. It was the lower level stuff, but still being pulled right out of there. And so by the time they did 3 years, but by the time they got hired on with, they already had this huge head start on that program that could shave almost a year out of that. So now you're down to at least 2.5 years from the time you walk in the door to the time you're being handed the keys to a medium or large size construction project. And that was exactly what the company needed. They needed to move that process along faster. And so So here's here's this scenario, and you know it's written about in this book right here, and it's not just that previous company, and obviously the company I'm at now, Baker Construction Enterprises, but in the book I talked to several other companies and individuals as well, consultants who'd worked with them, but also just the companies themselves about different bits and pieces of what they were doing and some exciting stuff. And so it's like, okay, well we can go to Singapore and look at what they're doing for one, or you can just go to Amazon, you can go to Barnes & Noble, you can just go to ATD's website at selftd.org, and you could just order this book right here. It's a whole lot easier and a lot cheaper. Now, granted, going to Singapore might be fun. If you want to just go for the fun of it, to see the sights, hey, you know, maybe you get this and read it on the plane. And but still, I just couldn't resist. When I saw that article from the U.S. Chamber, I thought, wow, that's really cool. That's really great. But it also occurs to me that means that a certain author of a certain book may need to start making a little bit of noise again to remind people that this certain book is still around. So consider this the first salvo. All right, with that, I'll see after my shameless self-promotion, and I have no regrets whatsoever. With that, I'll see y'all next time from my front porch.